Hello everyone, Mrs. Swanson here, and today we're going to be working with adding and subtracting decimals. The key word for doing these types of problems is align. We want to align the decimal points. Let me show you what I mean. If I have these two numbers, 3.63 and 2.5, I want to write them as an addition problem, lining up the decimals. So I have 3.63. And instead of putting 2.5 here where it would make sense, we have to follow our place value rules and line this up. So we have 2.5. You can see here that my decimals are in the same place. That's what we're looking for. Now if you're someone like me who likes a nice, neat math problem, this empty space over here might be driving you crazy. If that's the case, just know that at the end of any number you can add in many zeros as you want. So I'm just going to change this to a 0. Now all you have to do is simply add 3 plus 0, 6 plus 5, carry your 1, and then add your front numbers. Since we've already had our decimals lined up here, we know that our decimal just drops right down to give us our answer. Let's look at why it is so important to line up these decimals. Here I have an example of two different numbers with different place values, so 562 and 27. In green I have a number in the hundreds place value, and then the 6 and the 2 is red in the tens, and 2 and 7 is blue in the ones. So if we didn't line up our numbers by place value, we would get a crazy answer. We would get here 7, 4, 6, 7. 5,647. We know that to get the correct answer, we line everything up by place value. Now that it's all lined up, we can do the math and get our answer. Nothing changes when we add in the decimals. We still have to line up by place value. And an easy way to do that is make sure all of your decimals are in a line, just like we showed here. Let's go to a subtraction problem. Here we have 89.9 minus 46.78. So I'm going to write my first number, my bigger number first. 89.9 minus, and my second number, I know that I'm going to have to line up my decimals, so I'm going to just write it straight down from there first, and then 4678. Again, if you're like me and you want something to fill that space, especially since my top number is my bigger number we're going to have to use subtraction with, I'm going to put in a 0 for a placeholder. And now you would just solve the problem like any regular subtraction problem. Borrowing here, subtracting, my decimal, that's all lined up, just comes straight down, and you get your answer. Adding and subtracting decimals is just like adding and subtracting any other numbers, as long as you remember the key point. Line up those decimals. Remember, you can always add zeros if something doesn't make sense to the end of a number. That's all for this lesson. Thank you for studying with Swanson.